Welcome from Down Under. Today we've got a guest with us, Campbell Scarborough. We're from, I don't know where that accent is from, actually.
What was that, Australian or
I don't
not?
know. I was really trying to be from like...
G'day, matey.
G'day, matey. Do you do that? Is that a normal thing for people? Do people normally slip into accents in conversation?
Yeah.
Yeah?
I mean, I don't know.
You do this, though?
Sometimes.
This makes me feel more secure.
Only around, like, my people, though.
Your people.
I wouldn't do that to, like, some random Publix dude.
You know what? The first time I tell people that it happens when I get really comfortable with them. Mm-hmm. And the first time that I gave a presentation, I was up on stage and I was like, and I slipped into the accent. I was like, well, guys, it means I'm getting comfortable. So come along for the ride. I look back on it and I'm like, whoa.
Hey, I mean,
it's one of those like moments.
You'll never do it again, I guess.
Yeah. I mean, I probably will. But it's one of those moments where, like, in the moment, you're just like, I gotta get through this. And then afterwards, you're like, literally, what was that? Like, where was your brain? What was going on? But yeah. So, anyways, introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Campbell Scarborough.
And you are
16.
Okay.
And I wakeboard.
Okay. Slay. I was curious what you were going to come up with for the end of that sentence, because
I didn't come up with anything.
Most people have like a title. They're like, I'm the sales and marketing manager at the Better Together group. Like, that's my title. Like, if someone was like, you are, I'd be like, this is what I am. Mm-hmm. But I mean, it is really interesting because you don't have a title yet. Yeah. So I'll tell the listeners, you are here. If you're here, you know, we're doing a series on Gen Z people. And so I give presentations on a regular basis talking about how to recruit, retain, hire the next generation. And oftentimes what I hear is, oh, that next generation, they're so lazy, they're so lame, they're so grumpy, and they don't literally saying grumpy in the grumpiest voice. They're so whatever, fill in the blank. There's so many things that people say. And so what I wanted to do was offer a bunch of Gen Zs a platform where they could come on and chit chat and be like, this is my life, this is what I'm experiencing right now, this is where I am, this is why I behave the way I do, blah, 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 whatever. And I wanted to kind of show an array of that. So you're on the youngest side of Generation Z. What year were you born?
2007.
Baby!
No!
Do you get that a lot? Do people...
No!
Okay, not actually touching you or pinching your cheeks, but like, do people think of you as like the youngin', or are you considered the old person in your group? Like, what kind of crowd do you run in?
Definitely the youngest. But, like, I guess it kind of depends. But most of the time, the youngest.
Most of the time, the youngest.
Yeah. Because I just hang out with people that are older than me because, I don't know, I like them.
Because you like them. Well, because that's kind of what you're involved in. So,
yeah. Let's
talk about, like, who you are, what your day-by-day looks like, kind of what you're involved in. We'll roll through. So, you're a wakeboarder.
Yes.
When did you start wakeboarding?
2017.
Okay.
It was my first ever time riding.
What brought you to the cable for the first time?
So, it was for my 9th birthday. We were just driving down the highway, and I saw the cable, and I was like, I don't know what that is, but it looks cool, so I want to go there for my birthday party. And basically, we did, and it was just me and a bunch of my classmates at the time, and we all just went and like kneeboarded. I don't know what we thought we'd be doing, skiing or something.
Yeah.
But we all just kneeboarded, and then Cooper and I, which Cooper's my brother, we were just addicted from there. And we're just like, this is the coolest thing. Like, no more soccer, no more other things. Like, we're going to wakeboard. And then
it escalated.
Yeah.
So when you started going, would you like go once a year for the summer camp? Were you going like every single week, every single night? Were you there? Like, how did it kind of get to where it is now? Did it like kickstart with we're in it, this is what we're doing, nothing else matters, like vision? Or was it like, oh, this is a fun hobby, and it slowly trickled into more?
Yeah, so I would say it was more of just like this fun thing we do on the weekends, or like every other week or something. I think there was actually a sale that was like every Wednesday, first Wednesday of the month or something was like a sale, and we just go. So it was like once a month, every other week, something like that at the beginning.
So very minimal. Yeah.
And then after that, it was like once a week. And then we got a pass, and it was like a couple times a week, whenever we could go. And then it was like every day. And it's kind of been like every day for like almost like 2 years now.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I remember when I first met you, it was probably like once a weekend and once or twice during the week in the evenings. But you were still in school.
Mm-hmm.
When did that change? When did you stop attending school full time?
Yeah, so
like, or not that you're
grade.
not that you're not in school full time, but in classes.
Yeah. So fourth grade is my first year being homeschooled.
Okay. Why?
I think my parents just wanted to be with us more and not just kind of send their kids somewhere all day and like work. So my parents own a business, so they're home a lot, and it's great. We get to have family time a lot, and I think that they really valued them teaching us and what they found important to teach us versus just what the government thinks is important to teach us, kind of thing.
Yeah.
So yeah, and family time and stuff.
That's interesting. So I also came from a family business and was raised in a family business. What do you think your biggest like takeaway from being like an entrepreneur's kid is? Is there anything that you're like, oh my gosh, because my parents did this, I learned this lesson? Is there anything that sticks out in your brain?
Well, I don't know if anything like crazy specific, but just like knowing I don't want to work for someone, knowing that I want to have people work for me.
We refer to this as now being broken. My dad talks about it as, yeah, I broke you because now you can't work for anybody else.
But it's good. Like, I mean, I work at Chick-fil-A now, and like, I just don't want to work for someone. Like, as soon as I can have people work for me, I would like that to happen, not me work for other people.
You don't want to be saying my pleasure.
Yeah.
Wait, what is it?
Yeah.
What is it?
No, it's my pleasure.
Is it my pleasure?
It's my pleasure, yeah.
Thank you so much. My pleasure.
My pleasure.
So is it true that if the customer says my pleasure to the Chick-fil-A employee before the Chick-fil-A employee says my pleasure to the customer, that you get your food for free? I heard this rumor somewhere.
Really?
Please.
I mean, I don't think so. I'm in the back, so I guess I don't know. But I've never heard that, and I don't think that's ever happened. Maybe.
This is like part of my Roman Empire. I don't know why I think about that specific like rumor on a very regular basis. Like at least, not weekly, but at least monthly. That flies through my brain.
Well, try it. I mean,
my pleasure.
My pleasure. Take your food for free.
You're a Chick-fil-A employee.
Yeah, that's true. I don't know, man. Try it.
That's really
Find
interesting.
Out.
Maybe I should just pull up to the and just my pleasure.
Yeah. Hello, what can I? My pleasure.
Yeah. Anyways,
try it. I guess
I'll just give it a shot.
Yeah,
give it a shot. It's like you know what is that movie? Dang it, what is it? Where they have it's like a girl and in her head is all the emotions. Inside Out.
Yeah, Inside Out.
You know how they have the little emotion where they like take the random commercial that she saw when she was like 2 and they drop it in her memory and it just plays?
No.
Really?
I'm sorry. No.
Okay, that's upsetting. That's kind of what this is for me. You should go home and watch that movie because it's cute. But like also, it's so funny, this little articulation of how they talk about that random thing that comes in your head all the time. It's like the rhyme that you heard in Sunday school, but when you were 5 years old or whatever. Wait, I actually have another one. You might know this one. Remember the song Pharaoh, Pharaoh?
No.
Pharaoh, Pharaoh, beep, beep, oh, baby, let my people go.
No.
No? Okay. You're a church kid, and that's a church kid song. That's my other one that, like, randomly pops into my head.
The song?
Yeah.
You just, like, start singing that song?
Yeah, it just comes into my head really randomly. Like, I'll be sitting and working, and just and the actions. There's the actions in the dance.
You're just doing the dance.
Yeah, that's one of my deep conceited secrets that has just come out. So let's get back to you. You switched to being a homeschool student. Did you like being a homeschool student?
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah? Why?
Yeah.
I guess you still are a homeschool student.
Well, first off, I'll do school for like 2 hours a day, roughly. Which, compared to like, I don't know, 6 or 7, is like so much better. I can make my day my own. But also, I get my my school for the week, and I can do it earlier. So a lot of the times, I'll bust my school out on Monday and Tuesday and have Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday to do
anything.
And almost anything. Like, it's just...
Okay, I love that. I was homeschooled for... I mean, I did a year of homeschooling when I was a kid in 5th grade, and I did the exact same thing.
Yeah.
I'd be done by noon every single day.
Yeah, it's so
I'm
good.
like, you don't have to wait for anybody.
Mhm.
You don't have to wait for lesson plans. You don't have to do like snack. You can eat your snack while you're watching whatever. Like,
Yeah.
it's not this like stupid time.
Mhm.
It's
100%.
so
There's no slow
annoying.
kids.
Yeah, exactly.
I go by my speed. Yeah, it's the best.
Okay, so what do you do when you're not in school?
I mean, I work out, I wakeboard, I climb. Basically, everything I do is like to make me better at wakeboarding.
Okay.
So I'll like watch wakeboard videos and see like slow down tricks and see how they do it and all like that type of wakeboard nerdy stuff. Yeah, I like drawing wakeboard graphics.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that. What kind of wake like to design
To
a
design
wakeboard?
like the graphics.
Ooh.
I'm like really into like board type of stuff.
Okay.
Like if I ever had a pro model, oh my gosh, that's like my dream. Because like I love like figuring out why a board rides to the way it does. And like all that type of things, like, oh, it's because the like channel on the board goes like from here to here or whatever. Like I have a lot of different boards and I'm like, okay, this board rides like this because of this reason. And oh man, it's just like I don't know.
That is
That type of like weird nerdy wakeboard stuff.
so interesting. That's so niche. I feel like not that many people talk about that kind of like
no one talks about
no
it.
one talks about that. Okay,
No.
so what is more interesting to you in terms of the design? Is it the like way that it's made, the way that it like it's functioned and formed and whatever, and why it functions that way? Or is it the graphics on the outside and the way that it visually looks and like the why someone would buy this and like the way that the marketing aspect works?
Yeah, so
what's more intriguing?
I think like
Charlie's
the way
down here.
the board is kind of not the graphic. Like I mean it's interesting to me, but I just like a creative person, so I like doing art and on a wakeboard is something I love. So yeah, but I think like the way it rides and is formed or whatever is more interesting to me. Just
how did you get into that? Because that's like
I mean being on a wakeboard for 6 whatever years, I've ridden a ton of different wakeboards.
Maybe I'm just not that into it anymore, so I don't talk about it anymore. But like I've not really heard anybody talk about this except for someone who's like designing a pro model.
Exactly. But like no one talks about it. I just find it interesting because like I find it crazy. So many people ride a board because of the graphic. I've definitely, right? Do you?
Yes.
Yeah, okay, there you go.
Although I will say, well, no, I ride the boards that are gifted to me so that I don't have to purchase them.
Yeah, okay.
That's what I choose to ride. Although the last time that I picked a board, there was like 2 in front of me, and I was like, oh, I want this one because it's pretty.
Yeah.
And then I ended up choosing a different one because of the way that it felt, and I was like, that's the first time I've ever done that. How interesting. Okay. And I think that I'm riding better because of it. But
yeah. So, but I mean, the graphic sells the boards a lot of the time, but I think it's crazy to me sometimes that people can't tell the difference, or they'll switch a board that's such a drastic change, and they'll just be like, oh, like feels so similar. Like, no, bro, it doesn't. There's so many different things about that board,
but to you,
but to me, or like, yeah,
it's like saying to somebody who has never driven a car before in their life, I want you to drive this minivan and I want you to drive this truck, and they're like, oh, it's like it's the same function. Like, no, you're sitting in it and you're moving and like you're doing the same thing. Exactly. But for someone who's never done it,
I mean it's like it's crazy. It's like the difference between like an old minivan versus like a race car. It like board to board. I'm serious.
You're a board snob, let's be honest.
I'm just saying that like it's a big enough difference and people will be like, I don't know, but it's like no, like there's no way you don't know. Like a super responsive board with channels that are long and like there's just like such a responsive board, edge to edge and all that, versus like the coalition board. That board's so wide that like edge to edge, that thing's crazy. It's just so slow and stuff. And people like don't care, don't notice. I don't know.
I definitely wouldn't notice, but you're not the general population.
Yeah,
which is why you're here. So I'm
just like a wakeboard nerd.
Well, I love that. So what happened in the last year? You went pro. Was this your first year pro?
Depends on what you consider pro. I don't consider it pro because I'm not getting paid, like a salary paid. But yeah, I guess this was my first year like competing in pro. or like doing well in pro events.
Okay.
But
I
I don't.
really like the way that you see that. You're like, I'm not a professional yet. I'm
I mean,
not on a salary.
yeah.
What? So when will that change for you? Like, what's the line of that? Not sorry, not when. Like, what
Um.
year? Reach out. But like, what's the line of that for you?
So it's a very controversial topic because some people are like, if you're good, you're a pro. But like to me, that's not it because it's like, are you a professional? Like, are you professional? You could show up to an event. Are you professional? Are you gonna, you know, be nice? Like all these things a professional would do versus like the kid that's crazy good but shows up and is just sits in the corner like is just, I'm not gonna help. I'm gonna be a jerk. Like all I don't know. There's just so many things that it's riding well at contests, like winning, being on podiums, whatever, getting paid, and then helping out your brands, all this stuff to be considered a professional. I don't know.
So when
It's
you
hard to like put a finger on what is a pro, but
do you have somebody in mind that you're like, I've seen them do it well. Like I know this person.
I mean
Like
a lot of people, but it's like I mean Gunther Oka is a great example
yeah.
of like what is a pro. Like he helps his brands, he helps the sport. I mean John Dryling too. Like they're placed very well in contests, win huge contests. They help their cables, they help their brands. They're getting paid. Like
Yeah, it's an all
yeah,
encompassing. It's not just showing up and like being good. It's showing up
exactly.
for the industry,
Mm-hmm.
for yourself,
Exactly.
for the people that are coming behind you and everything else behind it. I really like
Yep.
that perspective a
Yeah.
lot. Okay, so you are an aspiring pro. What does that mean for you? Are you on a regular routine where you wake up every day and you're pushing yourself to something? Or are you like, I wake up and I just go ride and I see what happens? Do you have like an Excel spreadsheet with this like list of all of the skills and tricks, not skills, but tricks that you want to like put in your bag? What does that look like for you?
Yeah. So I do have a list of tricks I made at the beginning of this like off season that I want to get for before I leave for the first contest, which is LIO this year.
How long is it?
Okay, I mean maybe 10 tricks, but like that's like
Okay.
specific tricks, and then there's like skills. So it'll be like I need to work on pressing, or I need to work on board placement on rails, or like
Okay.
flicking harder on air tricks, or like landing cleaner in this certain like way. But then it's also tricks, so it's just like
It's a
yeah,
combination. And how
and
do you come up with these? Are these things that you like see other people do and you're like, gosh dang, that looks so good. I need to do that. Are you watching videos of yourself in slow motion and going, oh, I need to tweak this. I need
yeah.
to look at that. Are you getting coaches from the outside? Like, where does this kind of stimulating come from?
Yeah, so I think all of that.
Okay.
Like I definitely at the end of the season, I like texted my coaches and I was like, "Hey, like, what do you think I need to work on?" But before that, I definitely like I'll go back and watch my runs in contests, and I'm like, out of contest, I can do a trick how I want to do it, you know. But in contest, all the pressure, you're out of breath, you're exhausted after riding all day. Like some things aren't quite as perfect, and that's when you can see like where you're not as good as things. And so I'll be like, "Ooh, I need to work on this." Like I didn't nose press in my whole one of my runs. I'm like, "Gosh, I need to nose press in my run." Go home, work on nose press. I don't switch back lip. Like I didn't notice that. I need to go switch back lip. And now I can do those things, and it's just like next season I'll be that much better with like
Mm-hmm.
the little things kind of. But yeah, I'll text my coaches and be like, "Hey, like name 3 things I need to work on." And they're like, "Name those 3 things." I'm like, "Yeah, well, okay, well, I already knew that
You're like,
because I
give
did
me
my
3 more.
research." But like, thank you, type of thing. But
Okay.
yeah,
Well, I like that. I like it sounds like it's really intentional. Just
mm,
everything that you're doing is going back and checking and going through
yeah,
it again. And yeah, I've definitely seen a handful of people in the industry who are professional. So I always do that. I put air quotes around it like it's an air quotable thing. It's not who are professionals, and then there are others who are professionals.
yeah, exactly.
And it's like there is such a difference, but seeing the way that you're attacking it with like so much intentionality on this is what I want, and this is how I'm going to get there, and this is what I'm going to do, and this is how I have to do it, and this is like blah, blah, blah,
Yeah,
and all the things that come within it is so hard.
yeah. I also have like goals off the water that
Okay.
aren't just tricks. I mean, I have goals like my workout routines and like my kind of focus and like I don't want to say like research, but kind of research and like people's riding, like specific people's riding and things like that I do, and like my day-to-day like discipline kind of like with working out, or I mean I just got an ice bath, so like that'll be a part of it, and like recovery, and yeah, that's the right face.
So bad. Ice baths are so bad. I've only done a handful of them in my life, and there's a reason for it.
But yeah, so like my day-to-day is just all of it's focused on wakeboarding.
Well, I love that. So, oh dang, I had a question. Oh yeah, what's it like to be doing all of this at 16 years old? Are most of your friends looking at you like, what? Girl,
Well,
what are you doing? Or are they interested? Are they impressed? Are they out of the loop? Do you have friends who are your peers, who are your age, that you can connect with? Or is it because you're like, do you not really? Because most of your friends are older, and is it just the norm? Like, how does that play out?
yeah, I mean, I definitely have some friends that are my age, but I don't know that they know how serious and it goes, like all of my kind of focus and stuff. Just because I'm like, it doesn't matter. Like, I don't know. It doesn't matter to someone that doesn't get it. So why would I try to explain everything kind of thing? It's just like,
Okay.
you can go hang out, like whatever. But definitely, like, I mean, what's the saying? Like, the 5 people you're around are like, whatever, like, you're
Yeah.
gonna be most similar to them or whatever. But, I definitely try to make my circle like they get it. Like I'll hang out with like pros and I'll be like having good conversations. I'm like, yo, like this is so random, but like why is this way? Or like wakeboarders always seem to do this, like why? And we'll have like good conversations because it's like they get it. They do the same whatever like working out, riding routine that I do. So it's like these are the people that I want to be like. So I'm gonna go hang out with them and learn as much as I possibly can from them. So yeah.
That's impressive. Do you understand that?
I mean,
Like to at the age, but seriously, at the age of 16, to be able to step back and say, I want to be there,
mm-hmm.
and I know that these people are doing it. So I'm going to do everything I can to spend time with them, to learn from them and listen to them and work with them. And like to have not only, I mean, at the company that I work for with the Better Together group, we talk about intentionality, intensity, and integrity.
Mm-hmm.
And that's basically exactly what you're talking about. You're incredibly intense with everything that you're doing. Like you're like, I got a plan, I got exactly what I'm doing, and you're pushing at it really hard, which ties into the intentionality. But then your integrity piece is, I want to be there for the community. I don't want this just to be about me. You need to be there showing up for the industry, and it's all there. That's really impressive.
Thanks.
No, but seriously, like, do you know that, or are you like, this isn't kind of
I
average?
guess I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I know it's not average, but like, I don't know. It's just how I am, I guess.
Well, I think you should know that that is really impressive, and there are people around you who are impressed by you because it's, I imagine, hard to do every day and just kind of keep doing. Or do you have days that you're like, can't do it anymore, don't want to do it, I give up, I hate wakeboarding? Like everybody talks about how everybody retires from wakeboarding really early. It's the earliest thing. I mean, retired happily.
I mean, okay.
Or do you die hard love it every single day?
So for me, there's the addiction to being on the water, learning new tricks, like that feeling of winning. Like all of that stuff is addicting. Like, oh my gosh, it's just so good. And then there's motivation and dedication. And dedication's always there, no matter what. And motivation is not, but like I wish it was. Oh my gosh. Motivation, if I was always motivation or motivated, oh my gosh.
What makes you motivated?
Winning.
Okay.
Like,
fair enough.
I mean, who doesn't want to win? Like landing new tricks, like that feeling of just like, let's go, I did it. I don't know, it's just so good. Just being like
the accomplishment, yeah. The other side,
yeah.
Did you see
yeah,
that?
Right.
Oh my god.
Like I actually just did that. Like wow.
Yeah.
But like that's motivation, but that's not always there 100%. But like, I mean, when I'm so motivated, I'm thinking about winning. I'm like, I've like I have done that and it feels so good. And then
say hello, Charlie. This is the real star of the show.
But when the motivation's not there, it's the dedication that's there. And it's like, I mean, every morning I work out. Every morning I work out. And when I'm in bed, I do not want to wake up. 100%. Don't want to wake up. Don't want to go out of my warm bed and to the cold garage and work out for an hour and like abuse myself. I don't want to do that. But I do it because I'm like, my competitors might be doing it. So I got to go work harder than them, you know?
Yeah.
And it's like that kind of like dedication is there when the motivation's not. Because like sometimes, yeah, I'll be like motivated to go ride. But sometimes I'm like, it's cold. I don't want to go ride. I'm tired.
Where do you think that stimulates from? If my competitors might be doing it, I got to go do it. I got to go put in more than they're doing. Do you think that comes from having the older brother? I mean, you and I had a conversation about this a while ago. Just kind of the anything you can do, I can do better. Anything you can do, I can do too. And like wanting to be able to live up to that, or is that inherently in you? Is that something that you've learned from someone else? Where does it stem from?
I mean, yeah, I think like when we were little, yeah, but now he's not too competitive. So he's just kind of like, I don't really care that much.
Yeah.
And it's like, I'm like, no, I want you to not, like, I don't want you to care. I want you to care
so that I can care, so that we can fight about it, or not fight about it, but like banter about it and bicker and like egg one another on. Okay.
But I mean, yeah, like when we were little for sure. But now it's just like, I don't know. I'm just like, I gotta be the best. Like if you're not number one, you lost. Like if you did not win, you lost.
Talk to me about this mindset.
And it's like, literally, if you are not on the top of the podium, you lost.
Okay.
I think for sure, I 100% think losing is like, you can't win without losing. I've lost so many times and I learned so much and I could not have won what I won without losing what I lost, basically.
Oh my gosh, I really like that statement. I could not have won what I won if I did not lose what I already lost.
Yeah.
Wrap it up. Okay.
No, but like I'm like actually serious, and like I mean, I lost LAO and then I won the next events, and like I came home and worked on so much stuff and then I won every other event last year. Did you hear about that?
Yes.
Okay, so basically, yeah.
But the listeners haven't.
Okay. So there was one contest called LAO, and I went and competed there, lost. I just got so nervous. I didn't know how to like get ready for a contest, basically. I was like killing practice. I was like, oh my gosh, like this is good. And then I like woke up on contest day. I didn't know how to prepare for a contest. It was my first like pro contest that meant a lot to me, and it was the first contest this season where I'm like, it's almost all of the work that I've done in the whole off season for this where it's not actually, but that's what it felt. I put so much pressure on myself. I was like, I gotta do this. Like I'm killing practice. Like I got this. And then I like fell on one hit and then screwed up my next run. I'm like, I don't know how to get ready for a contest. I don't know how to get in the zone, like in that flow. I don't know how to compete in a pro contest with these pros that I've looked up to my whole life.
Mm-hmm.
And I lost that contest, but I came home and I had this mental coach, and like we like basically learned how to get me ready for a contest.
Okay.
And like how to get in that flow and kind of why I want to win and all that stuff. And then I went and won at almost every other contest I entered.
Okay. Why do you want to win?
Every contest other than one. Why do you want to win? Because I don't want to lose. I just want to win. I don't know, man. It's that challenge of being the best.
Okay.
Like, it's just like, I can be better than you. Like, I got this, you know? It's like, you work hard, but I can work harder. Like, you can do this, but I can do this better kind of thing. I don't know, man.
Okay, so a lot of people talk about the next generation having, like, a lot of fear, a lot of insecurity, a lot of imposter syndrome. Does that cross your path at all, or not really? Are you like, no, I got this? Like, is that genuinely how you feel all day long? Or are there times where you're like, okay, no, here's where I need to pick myself up and tell myself that I can do this, and like work over the fear or the whatever it is that comes with it? Because you're doing big things at a young age.
I mean, it depends like what we're talking about. Can you clarify a little more?
Yeah. So when you say like, I can't lose. I have to keep going. I can work harder than you. Even if you're better than me, I can work and do what I need to do to get to where you are right now. That like I can accomplish, I can dominate mentality.
Yeah.
Is that always in your head? Is that what you're genuinely like, yeah, I can freaking do this and I believe in myself all the time? Or do you struggle with that concept of imposter syndrome or the fear and frustration that can be to overcome those things? Like, do you battle that or not really?
I mean, so I think having a little bit of like knowing, like I've won contests and like I know that I can do this now. Kind of
Mm-hmm.
like almost prove to myself that like you can do it, like you are capable of winning. It's like I think that's one of the reasons that I lost LAO was because I had no proof. Like I just didn't know if I could do it or not, and it was kind of questioning like, can I do it? Can I not? I don't really know. So we're gonna go find out. But now it's like I'll show up to a contest and I'll be like, I've beat everyone before, so I better go beat them again. And it's like that kind of proving to yourself that it's like, I don't know. Like I could show up to a contest and there could be half the people I've beat, half the people I've never beat. Be like, all right, half of them I beat. Just gotta beat them again and beat this other half. It's like another little challenge to overcome.
I love
But
that.
but also like sometimes I'm like, these people are really killing it. But like I can kill it too. It's like,
Yeah.
or like these people's runs are going to beat mine if we all lay down a run. But I gotta go lay down my run so that
If they
if they
don't,
mess something up, I got them. And if worst comes to worst, I at least get a clip. Like, you know what I'm saying? I can't do better than what I do. I mean, we can always, I can always do better. But I
yeah,
can't do better than what I did, basically. So it's like, I don't know.
no, I really like that. I feel like that's such a good mentality and honestly pretty rare. I think most people come into a challenge or a circumstance and they kind of expect to be on top. They're like, I am the best and I must succeed and whatever. But to come in and be like, I mean, it's the first time I'm doing it. Like, I've beat them before. Let's see how it goes.
Yeah.
Like, and then what will come from that will be direction and instruction of what I need to do next. Like, that's such a better mentality than being like, I should be great at this. And then coming in and competing and
Yeah.
being like, oh,
Yeah.
I got some stuff to learn before this all goes down. And I think that, I mean, in sports it's so different than in like a company or like a working world where people come into a new role and they're like, I gotta be great. And it's like, I need to
Yeah.
learn how to do this actually because this is new and hard. Um, but that all kind of plays back into the concept of like laziness. And I think a lot of people think that Gen Zs are very lazy. Do you think that that's true? Do you think that most Gen Zs are lazy? Do you experience that like in your peers and yourself or
Well,
not really?
what do you define as lazy? Because like what I think of when you say the word lazy is sitting on a couch watching TV eating McDonald's and potato chips. And
Okay.
you can't, you can't really do that because everyone's got to go to school or work. So, I mean, I don't really know what do you define as lazy?
I would define it's a really good question. I really appreciate that you asked for clarification because I think that that's part of the problem is that everybody has a different definition of lazy. And so what you described to me is sitting at home on the couch eating McDonald's and watching TV is actually the perfect evening after a really long day of
But
work.
that's not lazy
It's
because you just worked
recuperating.
hard.
Yeah, so it's
resting.
recouping, it's
Yeah.
resting. And I think that part of the problem is that people see Gen Z and they don't validate the work that they're doing every day as genuine work. So when they go home to rest or recoup or regenerate in ways that are seemed or deemed as lazy, it's like they're like, well, all you did was go to school all day. Like you didn't do
Yeah.
anything. It's
But
like, well,
that's
for this
hard.
person,
Yeah.
for this human at this time in their life, that is hard. And they do need to recoup from that. And so it is interesting. I would say lazy though, in my opinion, is like no ambition, no drive, no direction, just like kind of aimlessly, haphazardly pleased with the current state of whatever's going on in their life, if that makes sense. Like,
Yeah.
just no desire to progress forward in any way. And obviously, that's not you. I mean, we've just heard all about that. Like, that's the opposite of what you're doing.
I mean, I think I think that you can definitely just like be lazy and go work and go to school, and you can still like be lazy. I But you're not gonna last long in your job if you're lazy. So
Mm-hmm.
people that can hold a job like probably aren't as lazy as you think they are. And also, like when it comes to like, I don't know, sleep, like you might feel lazy if you sleep too long or whatever, but at some point it's like, are you being lazy or does your body need sleep? Like some days I'll wake up straight through my alarm and I'm like 2 hours past my alarm and I wake up and I'm like, why am I so freaking lazy? But it's like, no, yesterday I pushed it really hard and my body probably just needed the sleep. But it's like, oh, you just feel so lazy when it's like, really you need the rest. Or like what you were saying, like when you come home after like work or whatever, that's not lazy. Like your body needs the rest. Some people don't need the rest. And
It,
maybe that could be lazy, but if you just go and work hard, like then you're not lazy.
yeah, it's also remembering that children, like legitimately children of the age, I don't know what it is, like 12 to 18, need like, what is it, 12 hours of
Yeah,
sleep a
something
night?
crazy.
Like something absolutely obscene. They're genuinely supposed to get that
Yeah,
much sleep. Like who does that? No
Yeah,
one does that.
exactly.
But it's like, if you're looking at the generation, it's like 12 hours, that's 50% of their time.
Yeah.
If 50% of their time they're supposed to be sleeping, are they going to be spending 50% of their time running 100%?
Yeah.
Probably
No.
not.
Yeah.
So like, it's a weird offset of, it's a different life stage, it's a different perspective, it's a different experience. And so it's all really weird.
Yeah, also, I mean, if the norm is to go spend 7 hours in a school, and you've done that since you were, when do people start school? I don't know.
Four.
4? Yeah, I was gonna say
I don't
3,
know. I
but
think
yeah,
it's
4.
different in Canada than it is here. We start at 4 in
Okay,
Canada.
I don't know. Whenever you start school and you're going to spend 6, 7 hours in school, and you're like you've been doing that almost your whole life, like, and that's the norm, and then you get out of school or whatever, and you spend 6, 7 hours on TikTok. I don't know. No, probably people probably don't do that, but
Oh, I'm sure people
that
do.
then that is your norm, and you don't find that lazy because you've been taught your whole life that that is normal. When like that's not normal to spend that long. Like that's not normal. I mean, maybe
Do
it's
you know the
normal, but
average?
like it
Wait,
shouldn't be normal if it's normal. I don't know.
did you know that the average Gen Z spends, I think it's 45 hours a week on their phone?
Actually,
Yeah,
oh my gosh,
45 hours.
bro, that's so bad. What the heck? That's crazy.
I think I'm
That's
probably
so
almost there.
really like
But
doing work stuff or like just
yeah, I mean, for sure.
okay.
I
Well,
use it for
that's
work
I would
stuff.
say that's different. Like if you're on your phone for work or school, which I don't know if you'd be on your phone for school, but like that's different than sitting on TikTok or Instagram.
Yeah, that is very different.
That I don't know.
What do you think should be the most somebody's spending on TikTok every day? Or like, or just like
20 minutes? I don't know. I don't even. Okay, here's the thing. Listen. Here's
You
the
can
thing.
leave
I do
now.
not have TikTok. I don't have TikTok.
Okay.
I have Instagram, but I really try to limit it, and I'm not going to like be on my phone if I'm with someone. If I'm with someone, my phone's in my pocket on silent. And my phone's also always on silent because so many like notifications. It's like this person liked your post. Like, bro, I don't care that this person liked my post. Whatever.
Yeah, I
Like,
never
leave
get
me
those.
alone.
Yeah.
Like, let me be a human here. And it's like I don't know. All these things. I think phones are such a distraction that they just I don't know. Just scrolling there like it just seems I don't know.
Yeah. No,
It's hard to explain, but like
reasonable.
just I don't know. Don't like go live a life. I don't know. Go run. I don't know. Something that I mean. Imagine if every
Go
single
run.
Imagine if TikTok, if everyone switched TikTok and running. I would just imagine the kids these days.
how could you?
I don't know how you do that, but just imagine that switch.
How could you?
Crazy.
It would be obscene.
Yeah.
I don't know how you would entertain children to run for that. Like, running is not fun.
No, I know.
Running is like literally the worst.
Okay, but TikTok's the worst for your brain. Like,
yeah. Well, but no, it's because I learned some things on TikTok.
Okay, well you do, but you think your algorithm and
definitely not.
Yeah, your algorithm's different than every kid's algorithm.
My algorithm is like, welcome to the meeting today.
Exactly.
On Gen Z. No, I follow this one girl though, and hers is so funny. It's like, oh my gosh, it's news for Gen Zers, and she like does like a daily report of all of the news. But she has like, welcome back to your Gen Z news, and it's like all of the things that have happened, but like she makes it entertaining for Gen Z. It's so funny. But there are some really interesting things. It's actually my only form of news. Do you watch the news?
No.
Have you ever watched the news?
I mean, I guess I'll walk in and my parents are watching it, but no, not really.
No. I used to watch the news when I was in university. I thought it was interesting. And then COVID happened, and I was like, we'll be on with this for now. What is next for you?
What is next for me?
Yeah. What do you want to do next? Where do you want to go from here?
Like, wait, what do you mean?
Like in life.
Oh.
Like with your career with wakeboarding.
No,
like what kind of aspirations do you have? You know?
Don't you know?
When I grow up, I would like to be.
I hate that question.
I'm sure you do. Everybody does when they're in school.
Why can't I just do it now? You know
so do it now. Right now,
like,
I want to be.
So
I actually love that. I actually really love that. Why do I have to wait?
No, that's literally like when you're like 7 and people are like, what do you want to do when you grow up? Like, why don't I just do it now? Like, literally, why do I have to wait till I'm grown up?
A 7-year-old can't be a neurologist.
Yes,
there are things
if you don't
that
want to be a neurologist,
like for.
Yeah, for sure. But I mean, I would love to make my money off of wakeboarding, which I made some money, but definitely not enough to live off of that if I was an adult.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'm working at Chick-fil-A, but like, I don't like it.
How long do you want to stay there for? Like, do you want to like finish high school working at Chick-fil-A?
No, like less than a year.
Okay.
Like 2 more months.
So what do you want to do after?
Coach wakeboarding, babysit maybe. I don't know. Things that aren't working for somebody.
How are you gonna do it? What are you gonna do? Tell me. No, I want to hear. I want to hear your plan.
My plan?
Yeah.
I mean,
we've talked about it a little bit. I've given you some tips and tricks. Yeah. What do you want to do though?
Well, coach more, 100%. I love it. Just hit up kids, coach them. I mean, we talked about the summer camp where I give like the free lessons or whatever. Hopes to grow my coaching career.
Unsolicited advice by Hannah MacDonald. I love to give it. That was just so that you could like gain some traction, get some people that you know, start working with some people who maybe gain some business. I mean, I don't know what guidelines go around the day camp, but yeah,
something like that. Yeah,
coaching.
I love it. Like, especially if the kid loves it. It's like I love it. And it's like I love wakeboarding so much. Teaching you how cool wakeboarding is and like getting you to love it. Oh my gosh.
Just sharing the passion.
Like, oh yeah. Just like the best.
What's the best part? Is it getting somebody up? Is it seeing their face after they come back? Is it teaching like somebody really good, something really hard? Is it like where do you love that? What's so special?
I think it's like teaching a kid that is willing to try. I don't care the trick. I don't care how good you are. If you're willing to try and you love it and you're like gonna give 110%, like I will help you with whatever you want.
Mm-hmm.
And like I think also a kid trying something over and over and over, like more than 10 tries and getting it, and then their excitement. Because if you land a trick second try, like sick, but like
you also had it.
You also like and if you land it 11th try, like oh my gosh, it just feels so good. And like I've had that feeling so many times that like a kid having that feeling, it's just like I don't know. I just love that they're happy and makes me happy.
I really like that.
Yeah.
So you want to coach and you want to be the best.
Basically. Yep.
Well, I'm really
It's
excited.
off season, so it's grind season, you know?
That's really funny. Most people don't talk about off season being grind season.
Really?
No.
Oh, what else is it? It's definitely grind season.
It's relaxing season. It's time to kick back and
no, it's grind season. It's definitely grind season.
I love it. I absolutely love that.
When's grind season?
I mean, grind season would be competition or right before competition season.
We're before competition season.
Like not right before competition season.
Okay, true.
I feel like right now is like breathe a little, get a break, get a breath.
No breaks. Grind season. Yeah.
And with that, it's grind season. No, thank you so much for coming on.
It's my pleasure.
It's my pleasure. Thank you so much. Oh my gosh. The callback, that was so good. Thank you so much for coming.
Of course, thanks for having me.
So much fun. I think it's really good to show somebody this is a 16-year-old girl, a 16-year-old female, and that you're just absolutely crushing it and living your life and trying to do what you can do. And I think that's impressive. And some people need to